Welcome, Michael. Nice to meet you. Tell me, where are you coming from today?
Based in Hong Kong, but you can see me everywhere.
So you travel a lot, right?
I travel a lot, and also I'm also all across the internet. So you can
Excellent.
say I am omnipresent.
The omnipresent. No, I'm based in Hong Kong, but I appear throughout the world. Yeah, I am based on the west coast of the United States in Seattle. So we are still in summertime here, although we're famous for the rain. So the rain will be coming pretty soon.
Mm, yep. I think you guys, I don't know, like, do you guys look forward to it after dry
I
season?
think I used to. I think I used to look forward to it more when I was a kid. I'm getting to the point where I'm like, it'd be kind of
Yeah,
nice. It'd be kind of nice if it was warm out.
because the fires across California this year it was just horrendous.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we don't get that a lot. It's usually wet enough here that it doesn't happen. Although in Eastern Washington, which is on the other side of the mountains, it's a lot more dry. So
gotcha.
they'll get fires and we'll get the smoke and so on. But we're pretty damp and green and mossy over on this side.
Right, because you have quite a lot of wood around you.
Yes, exactly. That is true. There is a lot of
Yeah.
trees in this area. Well, cool. So, technology. Maybe a little bit of background on your experiences with technology. Like,
Sure. So, being somebody who's been in the online space for the past 6 years, technology is just in everything that we do, right?
yep.
And recently, like, obviously, when people talk about technology these days, the first two letters that came to mind will be A and I.
Yep.
And right now, we just do, and right now, to be honest, without tech, I don't think our business would function to any degree because even if we do in-person events a few times every single year, you still need tech to handle everything. What I can say is like to answer your question, what do I use technology for? Everything, man. Marketing, lead gen, prospecting, team training, coaching calls, organization, our whole infrastructure.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even think about the fact that what are we, 6,000 miles apart? We're talking video, audio. There's two note takers right now. This is
Yeah,
technology has come a long ways. Yeah. So that
exactly.
Yeah, and that's kind of the good side. Fortunately, we didn't have any technology problems starting up this, and that's one thing we see a lot in technology. People go, "Oh, every time I try to set up Zoom, it crashes or it's laggy or I can't figure out how to get someone." And people come to the meeting that aren't invited, and so on and so forth. So,
Yeah.
we,
Well, I think it's getting better. It has definitely gotten a lot better, even since 6 years ago. Zoom wasn't popular, it was laggy. Go high level doesn't even exist. There
yeah.
were no there wasn't AIs back in 2019 when I first started. So I would say like these days, to be honest, people are freaking out with AI, but at the same time, you've got to understand that it's still a level playing field. Every single person thinks that AI is going to destroy their businesses or AI is going to take away their jobs, but that's not true. It's not AI that's taking away your business or causing your business to be irrelevant. It is your competitors who are better at leveraging AI than you who are taking away your jobs and causing a business to become irrelevant.
So, how long did it take you to master AI, where even just you could get it to produce something even
I
halfway
don't think
decent?
I've mastered it, man. I think I'm still I think I'm still scratching the surface. So like right now, I would say the strongest use cases that we use AI for would be two things. Would be number one, organizing company operational assets, and
Okay.
the second would be content creation and content creation and marketing asset production. So for example, for company operations, we've discovered this amazing AI tool by Google called Notebook LM.
Uh-huh.
And
Yeah.
what we have done is that for me, since we run a VA agency and an operations consulting business, we handle a lot of VAs. There's a lot of SOPs for a lot of clients and a lot of
Uh-huh.
processes. And SOPs can sometimes be lost in the digital graveyard. But with Notebook LM, what it does is that it will help you synthesize and recall information for you. So if you go ahead, let's say, load up 100 SOPs into Notebook LM, you will no longer have to search up that SOP to figure out how to do something. All you gotta do is ask Notebook LM, hey, Notebook LM, remind me, how do I do XYZ, our company? And Notebook LM will give you that SOP with references and synthesize the fastest answer to your question using only your internal documents without hallucinating. And that was such a game changer to a lot of my clients' companies. And the second use case I would say would be like for content. I do a lot of content,
Hmm.
and I am on Facebook, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube right now. And right, and there's a lot going on. But what I want to do here is to make sure that I have an effective way to produce content without losing my voice or without causing my brand identity to become AI defied, if that's a word. You get where I'm coming from.
Yeah.
So yeah, that being said, I would say for content, my latest discovery after Claude is Poppy AI, because
Okay.
Poppy AI allows you to speak with videos. So you know how for ChatGPT or Claude, or like if you want to give them any inputs, you can only give documents or video transcripts, right?
Correct. Correct.
With Poppy AI, what you can do is that you can bundle up different sets of videos in the form of like YouTube video links or Instagram video links and put that into an input. So, for example, let's say you want to create a manual for a social media manager to script out the best Instagram hooks. What you can do with Poppy AI is that you can ask your social media manager to research 20 Instagram hook writing YouTube videos that are top ranking, that are valuable, and load it onto Poppy AI and have Poppy AI turn that into a comprehensive Instagram hook writing guide, which you can then use to turn to into an SOP to train your social media manager to write hooks for you. That has, again, I can go on and on and on with Poppy AI. I literally just
Yeah.
train on a whole masterclass on this just before hopping on this call, but it's just the best thing ever. And so to answer your question, I have not mastered AI, given how quick I'm learning and given how many use cases I'm discovering every single week. I'm barely scratching the surface.
So let's let's redefine master then as how long did it take you where you could actually use it? Was it right away? Like within days?
If using it means creating a ChatGPT account and saying hi, then absolutely that took me
But
a few
you
minutes.
using it, let's define using it as it was useful. Like it saved you
Okay.
time, it generated revenue, it solved a problem, something like that.
It started saving me time from day one. I'm not gonna lie, but when it comes to having reaching a point where AI is contributing to revenue generation for my business, I would say that took me a good couple of months. And it comes from two reasons. The first reason being that I wasn't even aware what AI can do for me. And the second reason is because I made the mistake of shopping for AI tools without being intentional with what I'm shopping for.
Yeah.
Because let's look at this. Like every single online AI guru these days, what do they do? What do AI online gurus tell you? They tell you all about this AI tool, that AI tool, and what this AI tool does, and what that AI tool does, and how you should have all of them in your arsenal. And whilst that is good information, that will only cause overwhelm and complexity if you do not know your company's processes and what objectives you want your company to achieve with AI. As a
Yeah.
result,
Correct.
if you have, let's say, 100 AI tools presented over to you and they're all awesome, but you don't know what your processes are and what you're going to use them for, what's going to happen? It's going to be like you walking into Nike and have no idea where you're going to play basketball, football, soccer, or whatever it is, and trying to shop for a pair of shoes. You will have no idea which pair of shoes to pick, right? Or you just pick all of them and end up with, I don't know, like a full shoe cabinet, but never wear them or never use them and waste a bunch of money and time.
Correct. Yeah, I know it's part of my, kind of being part of this ecosystem of technology and coaches and consultants. And like you said, the AI gurus, I watch a lot of them. I'll give them a chance. Like, hey, do you want to watch my free master class? I'm like, sure. And you watch that first 10 minutes, and if they introduce you to a suite of tools, I'm like, oh no. It should be, you're totally right. Should be, hey, find your problem. What are you trying to solve? AI technology may not even be the solution to it. I mean, it probably is, but it may not be, right? So find it, do it manually. And when you do it manually, then you know the steps, the SOP, the process, the gotchas, the do's and don'ts. Then you put it, AI is just going to amplify it. It's going to it's going to 10x it. It's going to, pour gas on the fire. It's going to fuel it, that type of thing. But if you just start off with tools, yeah, you could waste years, I think, playing with all the
Because
tools.
like if you think about it, what is the job of AI? AI is here to save you time. But if you spend 100 hours shopping around for an AI without actually understanding how you're going to use AI to save time, you just waste those 100 hours and never get a return on time back.
Yeah. And hopefully it was fun and not frustrating, at least if you did that. I
Yeah,
know.
like I mean, if you treat it as a hobby and you actually want to just like search AI tools up as a hobby, then absolutely. But that's not my objective.
No,
At least not for me. At least not
no,
for me.
no. I do have some hobby time, but that's my leisure time. That's like my playing time. Uh, going
Exactly.
going back for a second when you're talking about Poppy, and you said you have like a social media manager that goes and collects is that a person?
Yes, that is a real person, and that is what I call AI powered VAs. So
Okay.
again, so again, my company, we train a lot of marketing assistants for coaches, consultants, agency owners. And whilst I don't believe that AI will ever replace VAs, VAs who do not use AI
Or
will get replaced by
correct.
VAs who don't. So VAs who do. So that being said, my social media manager before AI, my social media manager will do things like outreaches, editing, graphic
Right.
design, funnel building, prospecting, all of those things for me. And with AI, her job description does not change.
Yeah.
But I do expect her to fulfill her role responsibilities with AI's help.
Correct. Yeah, that's actually a key point right there. The responsibilities don't change. How you do it is going to change. And say you want to hire a team, right? Say the social media,
Yeah.
hey, it's just getting too big. I need to hire a lead and two people under them and two different teams and so on. The world is probably going to change about that. You're gonna hire AI or build AI instead of a team.
Yeah. I would say you want your team, but at the end of the day, AI will not give you the strategy. You must provide the
Correct.
strategy to
Yep.
the AI and have the AI implement it for you.
Correct. Agreed.
Yeah.
But certainly, I mean, certainly the days of hiring somebody to do menial tasks are over. AI can definitely data process. It can sort things. It can filter, that. And now you go to that next level, it can make decisions. It can be creative. It can come up with. The other thing that's interesting when you start to generate content, right? You get someone who's a copywriter and you go, hey, I need this landing page, right? So generate me a landing page, and they'll write
Mhm.
the copy, and it's really nice. With AI, you go, hey, can you create 10 of those? So that, and then you go and evaluate them and go, which of the 10 are great? And you go, hey, I like these two. Can you combine them? That's the world of AI. You do that to a real copywriter, they're probably not going to be very happy.
Yeah, that's why I would say AI is the best revealer of who is actually a master of their craft. Because whether you are a copywriter, editor, graphic designer, or even executive assistant, because I'm just naming roles that are most prone to be affected by AI these days, there are still a lot of copywriters, graphic designers, editors, and EAs out there who are making bank. But the only reason why they're able to still make bank and produce a lot of results for a company and protect their job or their businesses is because they actually understand the nuances to their craft. Because a copywriter using AI to serve his or her clients can only keep their job if they are able to recognize what a good versus bad copy looks like versus their clients. Because, for example, I see a lot of coaches and consultants these days using AI to write their content and write their funnels and wonder why it doesn't look great. Well, the reason why number one is crap. Number two, you don't know the inputs. Number three, even though it's crap, you do not know it's crap. And because you don't even know it's crap, or you don't know exactly what buttons to push in order for the AI to turn something that's crap to something that's converting, then it wouldn't work. And it's because of this problem that the end user still faces that allows the service providers, who are the digital marketers, copywriters, editors, and so forth, to still have their job and still have value in the marketplace. But obviously, the bottom feeders in these service providing niches who are just following emotions, doing things verbatim, and are just, let's say, delivering work, deliverable based rather than outcome based. Those people, they are gone, because if you're charging per graphic or charging per funnel or charging per copy, you are competing against AI. But if you're charging per result that your copy can produce for, let's say, a coaching business, or if you're charging per social media growth that you can produce for a consulting brand, then you will have value.
Yeah, that's actually a pretty good point. Because if you think about, let's say you're a coach and you're going to hire somebody to generate social media content, and they come back and they go, I can generate you 90 days of social media content with 2 posts per day, including graphics and even a follow-up email sequence. Okay, great. How much are you going to charge for that? They have no idea, like, what's it going to do?
Yeah,
That's not a result. That's just, yeah, sure. You can click a few buttons and tell the AI to generate 90 days of content and it will do it. There's no question about it. But
yeah,
what's the
and
result? What are you getting out of that, right?
exactly, exactly. Like we work with a lot of service providers and a lot of agency owners, and the first thing that, or the biggest thing that damages an agency owner, or let's put it this way, the number one cause of agency owners or service providers being trapped in a hamster wheel is their pricing and positioning. Like if you go ahead and charge per hour, or if you go ahead and charge per deliverable, you are immediately commoditizing your time. And your time is not scalable. So rather than going ahead and charging, let's say, I don't know, $100 per hour or $100 per VSL or 10,000 bucks per VSL funnel, get good at your craft, take some responsibility and charge per outcome.
The extreme example of that, what you're saying, would be, let's say we had that same person, and I said, well, and I'll generate 90 days of content with images and email follow-up sequences and whatever you want. And I'd then charge $250 an hour, right? And then I send them the bill after that, and it's going to be for 20 bucks because that's how long it really takes an AI to do that.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. Like,
but if you had the AI tools and the prompts and the automations and whenever you wanted to do that, that's the value, right? That's what you're selling them. And whether it takes 24 hours or it takes 1 hour to do it, doesn't matter. You're giving them the quality content so that they get leads, they get quality
yeah.
leads, they convert those leads to sales and that type of stuff. So
Exactly. You've got to position your offer around the outcome, not around the deliverable. As you said, 90 days of content. If though like 90 days of content can be content that sucks, damages my brand reputation, causes a very, very bad first impression to whoever visits my profiles. Like I would rather pay, like I would rather pay to remove your content for me if that's what I'm looking at. But if your content, if I look at your portfolio, if I look at your track record and see your content has attributed to a lot of brands' success, they converted customers, they drove leads, they really speak to the audience's emotions and align with their brand identity, and you know all of those things in and out, and you can do so efficiently with AI, then I'm going to hire you for days. I'm going to hire you for days
yeah.
because not only are you able to produce quality, but you're also able to produce quality at quantity efficiently.
Definitely. I mean, I assume people are doing their best. So, and I really don't want to, call anybody out or saying, but do you have any specific examples where you've seen AI do something that was just terrible? It could frame it
Oh,
with yourself, right?
oh, all the time, all the time. Well, define terrible. Terrible as in I typed in a prompt and it gave me shitty results.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
like all the time, because it's just like how I use it. Because AI at the end of the day, it's not a, at least it's not yet a sentinel being. It is a tool. So just like how you can give a chef same sort of ingredients and the same knife versus an amateur cook fresh off of college, the same materials, one person can cook up a Michelin star grade dish and the other person can cook up something that's barely edible. So when AI doesn't do the thing that, so when AI doesn't produce an output that I like, I don't blame the AI. I blame myself because it is up to me to train the AI and give the AI the right outputs and information to produce the right, no, to give the AI the right inputs and information to produce the right outputs, right?
Oh yeah, definitely. Was there anything with prompting in particular that you like learned a big lesson and went, oh yeah, I really need to make sure that I do this to produce the results, otherwise it's going to produce crappy
One
results.
nuance that I recently discovered is that you know how for ChatGPT or Claude projects, you can upload a bunch of documents for it to
Hmm.
reference.
Yep.
You create a better output, right? Yeah. So what I recognize is that you like so for me, I write mega prompts. I have some content prompts or some operation or hiring prompts that are like many pages long on a
Uh-huh.
document. And I
Yep.
just copy and paste whole prompts onto Claude or ChatGPT for it to do its thing for me. But one thing that I learned is that when I'm using like just because I have uploaded some pieces of information onto the Claude project or onto the ChatGPT project, if I don't tell the AI what to do with that prompt or what to do with the output or information, it will use it incorrectly. For example, okay, for example, let's say I have a prompt for Claude to write a YouTube script for me. And
Uh-huh.
within the Claude project, I've uploaded the following documents: a guide on how to create amazing YouTube hooks, a guide on how to create amazing YouTube scripts, my own brand voice guide,
Uh-huh.
my YouTube manuscript, and some of my best performing digital assets or digital content. And I upload these five pieces of information into the Claude project. If I just, let's say, prompt Claude and say, hey, Claude, using the information that I provide you, script out a YouTube video following following the inputs that I gave you. Claude will do that for you, but it might use the wrong document for the wrong use case. So if I say, so Claude might end up using my YouTube manuscript to create the viral hook and use the viral hook input to create the YouTube script.
Uh,
And that will cause a very sucky output because then you'll end up with a YouTube video talking about how to write YouTube viral hooks. And then the hook itself created following a YouTube manuscript, which is backwards. And
yeah.
that was a huge discovery for me because now in the prompts, I have to specifically say reference XYZ documents
Correct.
for this use case.
Correct. Yeah, I learned that too, right? You have to categorize things, right? So that you could know how to reference it. Like, hey, use this framework to generate this output. Here are the templates in my brand voice. Otherwise, yeah, it will takes in stuff and goes, hey, I'll generate something and hopefully they'll be happy. And you're like, no, 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 that's not actually what I wanted. And then at times it just makes up stuff, right?
Yeah. So again, yeah. Here's if you want another example of how I almost got screwed again by AI is that I have my AI powered VA distribute content for me, okay?
Uh-huh.
And sometimes I will have this Claude, I will have him use this Claude project that I built with him to turn my Facebook post and prime it for my email newsletters.
Okay. Okay.
Okay. And I have all these prompts around how to make good email newsletters, how to write a subject line, how to improve click rates and open rates, and how to structure the emails around my brand voice and all of those things. And that's great. But then what I did not account for is Claude's ability to hallucinate.
Yes.
For example, I can post a Facebook post around how I have helped a client generate 30,000 per month and save 20 hours per week using my process and my AI and my working together so that they can create leverage and have a system that hustles for them. And but then that is compliant as a marketing piece because I simply documented that. I
Correct.
simply
Correct.
shared it as a case study, and that's a real client having a real result. But
Correct.
then what happened was that the post, when processed by Claude and turned into an email, made a claim such as work with me and I'll help you add 30,000 per month into your revenue and save 20 hours per week. Like I cannot say that. That's not compliant.
Yeah,
There's no
correct.
way that I can guarantee that you as a stranger can get that result by working with me. So just with that, I have to tell Claude, hey, if you have any stories, if you make any monetary or time claims or lifestyle claims, please, please, please do not hallucinate. Make everything FTC compliant. I literally had to like create an
Correct.
FTC compliance
Correct.
document, plug it into every single Claude project to make sure that Claude does not do that ever again.
Yeah, I in my what I call the operational GPT, so I have my operational AI employee, which is a custom GPT at this point.
Mm-hmm.
I have it has a list of approved stories. It keeps it from hallucinating. It does not use the stories very well right now. I'm still working on getting it to pull the story when applicable. Now, if I tell it explicitly, hey, when you're talking about this, talk about this case study. When you're talking about this, but it actually doesn't do a very good job of going, oh, hey, this would be a great time to tell this story. But it, with most technology, it will get better here in the next couple months or year or so on. But that is one thing that like I have to explicitly tell it, hey, and use this story. If I've gone in and gave it a summary, sometimes it will pick it off. But it definitely keeps it from just making up stories and hallucinating.
Absolutely, absolutely. I think hallucination will always be a feature of ChatGPT and Claude. And the reason why is because it's called generative AI for a reason, right?
Yes.
They're meant to create something. So what I think the rule of thumb is also always like will always come back down to specificity is king, because if you can tell it not to hallucinate, if you give it a set of rules, or better yet, if you have a rule manual that you can just plug it into the
Correct.
chat GPT every single time, then it will just do what you want to do.
Yeah. And it will insert a bunch of M dashes inside of it usually to
Yeah, absolutely. M dashes, make M dashes great again. Don't don't let AI take the glory from us. Us human beings can also use M dashes in our
Exactly.
written content.
I'm really embracing M dashes now. No,
Yeah.
not really. Sometimes that's the last thing I tell it. Hey, that looks great. Remove the M dashes again.
Exactly,
It will,
exactly.
ChatGPT is very apologetic, right? It'll be like, "Oh,
Yeah.
sorry. Yeah, you're right. I put in M dashes." Like,
Or like 6 months ago, it would just, if you tell ChatGPT just create a fixable post from scratch, it would just give you the most like high PS post ever with a million emojis. And that's an immediate like,
you're like,
yeah. And you scroll through social media, you see, and you can just say, oh, that's AI generated. Oh, that's AI generated. Yep, that's definitely AI generated. That's not you. Like it just hurts your brand, I would
it
say.
does.
People think that as long as you post something on social media, you will grow your brand. That's not true. It goes both ways. You post something that's generic, AI generated, and has got nothing to do with you or your brand, or does not speak to your audiences. You're not just not growing. You're destroying your brand,
Yeah.
because what you put out there is a reflection of the quality of work that people will expect to get from you if or should they work with you. Now, like we can use that as like we can use AI to, or even technology in general, to augment our work, but we should never use that to cut corners.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, it's going to get better, but in some ways you have to. It's all going to be based upon what you know. You mentioned brand voice, so you have a prompt that captures your brand voice.
Yeah. So basically, what I did is that I told my VA to grab all of my coaching call transcripts, all of my best performing posts, and my mission statements, core values of my
Hmm.
company, and load it all up into ChatGPT, and then have ChatGPT create a brand voice guide template. So now I have the brand voice guide templates, and I have all of the inputs required to customize or fill up the brand voice guide template. And if you combine them together, you will end up with your own brand voice guide that you can use whenever you ask ChatGPT or Claude to create a piece of content for you.
Do you think it writes better content than you?
I don't think it will write better content than me, but sometimes it will phrase and organize my IP and my ideas better than me.
Yeah, I also say, I have ups and downs.
Yeah.
If I sit down sometimes like, oh, I'm just not feeling writing. And so I can beat it on my best days, but I'd say on average it produces really good content. Like,
Yeah, it produces really good content, and the better your prompting is, the better the content output will be. But at the same time, the reason why I say it's so important for us to bring our own ideas and always be learning, always be innovating, and always know our brand voice is because if one day you find Claude beating you at content creation 10 out of 10, that is a sign where every single person using AI will now be able to compete and win over you when it
Right.
comes to content creation.
Correct. And they probably will end up taking over the world at that point, right? Like all the movies and
Yeah.
so on.
Yeah,
So,
exactly. And you will be, I don't know, like that's when you will be officially another victim who can just yell at the window and say, "AI took my job.
curse you
It
with
took
that.
my job." Yeah.
Well, cool. Well, speaking of movies about the end times, so what is next for you in the world of technology and AI? Where are you headed?
For me, my thesis is has all got to do with AI powered VAs
Okay.
because again, I won't have AI completely transform what I do. I will simply use AI to augment what I'm currently do because our whole suite of offers has got to do with helping founders to systematize their business, delegate with ease, and scale with leverage whilst buying better time. And we do that using free areas of service slash offers, which will be virtual assistant services, systems and processes, and operations consulting, rather than, let's say, overhauling everything and becoming an AI agent agency or AI automation consultancy. I'm simply going to stick to what I know works for our markets, but AI power them. Like done for your systems before it might just be go high level automations, company wikis, and acquisition or cloud fulfillment processes. But right now, you can AI power them for better output and more efficient output. And let's say virtual assistants, you can have marketing VAs. But what if you have a marketing VA who can also build cloud projects, Poppy AI projects, and even AI
Right.
agent or marketing for you?
Yep.
That's going to be a huge value proposition. So I'm fully invested into that. I feel really, really good with where we're heading towards the future. And yeah, that's how I see us moving forward with technology and in the world of AI.
All right. Are you ready for the rapid fire questions?
Go ahead, go ahead.
What's what's a bucket list item you haven't done yet?
Speeding through sand dunes on a buggy in Dubai.
That sounds awesome.
I've driven on ice, I've driven on other terrains, but I haven't driven on sand yet.
Okay, okay. That would be cool. What's one book everyone should read?
There are so many, but if you are listening to this podcast and assume that you are an entrepreneur whose time is valuable, then Martell says buy back your time.
Okay, cool. If you had the chance to go to outer space, would you?
Well, absolutely.
Because you
I
can.
am I am all in on adventures. If you look at my Facebook and Instagram feed, you will see me diving, you will see me hiking, and I will just go into any terrain that gives me some novelty. And I would say, like, whilst Earth offers a lot of these things, especially when you scuba dive, I think being in space will offer a different set of experiences.
Definitely. Cool. Well, this one's a little bit more deep. So if AI advances to the point where it can perfectly replicate your expertise, and you mentioned that that's going to be a scary time, but you can embed one core principle.
Replicate me, but work for me.
Okay. Don't destroy me. Is that what you're getting at?
Yeah, just like get employed by my company, or hardwired to only work for my company, and you are my company assets.
Yeah, I do
And then I
wonder.
can just officially retire and have my AI just handle everything for me. That would be a dream.
Interesting. I don't know
Yeah.
why this popped into my head when you said that. It's like it does this a little bit now, but I think at some point, like, we're going, hey, show me this email, and you go, you give it some, oh, I like that, but can you move this part? Or you give it feedback. I think at some point it will start giving us feedback, going, no, you don't need to do that because I know better. Because this, and it'll back it up and say this is more,
Yeah.
this converts
And
better, and
then you can just say, okay, do what you think is better,
yeah,
and then
like.
enter. And I'm going to say, yep, just do it. And plus, if AI is going to clone me, then that means that AI is going to be able to create cash flow, generate leads, fulfill clients, make a positive impact to the world, which is amazing. And when you're doing that to the world, you're going to generate money, you're going to generate
Correct.
revenue. in return. So as long as the AI works for me, then that means I can sit back and have the AI make money for me.
That would be awesome. Well,
Yeah.
cool. That is my last question. So thank you very much. This was a great insight into AI and your journey and what we think it can do, and probably a little bit about where it could be better.
Yeah. Thanks for having me. This is super fun. Great
All right,
questions.
cool.